Welcome to Olmsted County Elections. We're located at 2122 Campus Drive, Southeast Rochester. My name is Luke Turner. I'm the Elections Manager for Olmsted County. Today I'm going to walk you through the in-person voting process, as well as where to return an absentee ballot if you'd received it by mail.
Katie Smith, you're the Associate Director of Property Records and Licensing for Olmsted County. When it comes to each election cycle, what is your job responsibility?
So here at Olmsted County Elections, we're helping people vote in person absentee, we're processing the absentee by mail, we're getting all of those things ready and the equipment ready that goes out to the polls on election day. So the state has their own roles. They oversee our statewide voter registration system. We get a lot of our rules and regulations that we follow come from state statute. The different municipalities, they have their own roles, like the city of Rochester and the townships hire the election judges and they set up the polling places.
The first stop in the absentee voting process is the lobby. This is the location where you'll fill out your absentee ballot application and voter registration application if necessary. You're welcome to bring your own application from home if you'd like to save some time in the process.
When it comes to applying for an absentee ballot, is there any kind of misinformation out there that someone could be given two absentee ballots and vote twice?
I am very glad that you asked that question. So first of all, there's a lot of confusion about what's an absentee ballot versus what's an absentee application. So I brought those with today. So I brought today an example. This is what your ballot will look like, and this is just a pretend one with what's your favorite dog. But you can recognize it. It's got the marks around the edges. It's got the dots that you can fill in to vote for your choice. And that's what your ballot's going to look like. And you can actually look that up ahead of time on mnvotes.org to see exactly what your ballot will look like on election day. And then I brought an example of our absentee ballot application. It doesn't have any candidates, it doesn't have any selections, you aren't voting for anyone. This just has where you can fill in your name and your information and the fact that you're requesting the ballot to be sent to you or to vote in person with us. There's a process called ballot board where when those ballots all come back to our office, actually it's looked at by a member of each of the different political parties as well as our staff, and it's compared to what's in the voter registration, the statewide voter registration system, to ensure that it is you that voted. And if someone were to vote more than once, then they could be prosecuted and face jail time.
Not a good thing to do.
Not a good thing to do.
The next step in the voting process is the front desk. This is the location where you'll turn in your completed absentee ballot application to county staff. County staff will then process that ballot application into the system and prepare you absentee ballot material. They'll provide you the absentee ballot material to move on to the next step. This is also the location where you would turn in a voted absentee ballot to county staff. Remember, a witness is required on your absentee signature envelope.
When it comes to that particular person's absentee ballot,
Yes.
How can you ensure to me, the voter, that my ballot will be accounted for exactly the way that I voted? Is there a way that someone on your team could change my answers? Is there a way that that information could get lost? What's the process to make sure that my vote is secure?
We never have one person alone with a ballot. We always ensure that there are at least two people. Anytime that there's a ballot in hand, there's at least two staff members, so no one's ever left alone.
What kind of checks and balances are in place to make sure someone who is deceased can't vote?
As far as deceased persons, the state's voter registration system has a direct connection with the Department of Health. So we get those records and we inactivate those voters that have passed.
The last stop in the voting process is the voting room itself. In this room, you'll be allowed the privacy and time to complete your ballot, place it within the secrecy envelope, then the signature envelope, and then the ballot box itself.
Michael Steer, as an Olmsted County security architect, what is your job when it comes to the election cycle?
So the election cycle expands our requirements for data security to another level. So we have both federal, state, and local requirements for how we treat that data when it comes to elections. For election security, we have election networks completely isolated from any other network.
One of Olmsted County's key goals is to maintain the foundations of democracy, and that includes administering fair elections. Your vote matters. Know that when you cast your ballot, Olmsted County will handle it with care, following necessary laws and statutes, ensuring security and fairness in our elections process.